What's up, guys? This is Eden Fear, or Tom, whatever tickles your pickle. And today I'm gonna show you how I made a screech, of which I'm getting a lot of questions about. My English is not that great, so just deal with it, you know. Let's see, where did I put that motherfucker? Music. Hardstyle, no, samples, kicks. Probably saved it somewhere here. It's this one. Just to give you an idea of the result, you know. Not that you're watching this video for 20 minutes and you're thinking, well, yeah, what the fuck is this shit, you know? So let's open Cubase first. Get a nice little beer here, so I'm gonna drink from it once in a while. Okay, empty project. I saved all the presets of the Screech, including track presets. I made this one in Spire actually. Some people thought it was silent, but really, you can make screeches with anything, you know. If a baby cries or a chicken or something, just distort and filter the shit out of it, and you get a screech. But this time I used Spire, so this is an awesome plugin. I swear to God. In my opinion, it's even better as silent. You know, you get the matrix here. You can go as far as you want with this. Let's load. In Cubase you can load your own presets. You don't have to go to a map and load them from there. Screech. So this is how this sounds without any other affixes on or pretty basic. You hear the screech coming in like you want it, you know, but it's not finished yet. So what are we gonna do? I'm gonna talk to you about the oscillators and the filtering and the distortion. So I'll quiet oscillator 2. This is oscillator 1. You can see here oscillator 1 and 2. 1 is a classic oscillator. It's just a sine, but if you tweak this, you can go from a saw to a square. I just took something in the middle. So at first I put the voices up till 9 just to give it more voices. You can work monophonic with one voice if you want, or 2 voices or 3 voices, just what you want, you know. Creativity is the limit you've got here. So I detune this all the way up just to give it a nasty sound. The density is just half, just like the basic one. It's standard. If you open Spire, it's in the half. So it sounded good, so I took it like this, widened it up. But if you widen, I'm gonna open span here a little. Just put it from the other screen on here. So yes, we've got it. You need to watch to the correlation meter, because if it's too wide, you're going to have problems with phasing. And if you're playing your track in mono, or some radio stations play their tracks in mono, your screech is gonna cancel itself out, so you don't have any sound anymore, or less sound, or it's gonna sound just really fucked up, you know. And that's not what we want. We want it in phase, not out of phase. So okay. I don't know what you guys call it anyway. Just my terms of how I call this. Then oscillator 2. This is a really special oscillator because I use the AM sync here. You can use the frequency modulation, FM, noise, classic oscillators, but I use this one, just don't know why, just to fill it up, I guess. Gonna close this. It's a really weird sound, but together blended with the first oscillator, it gives a nice tone to it, you know. You can hear both, pretty obvious. So anyway, the detune is not the way up. Density is just half. 9 voices again, just to crank it up that that little bit. You could use the Control A, but that's not. I'm not. It doesn't do anything because the wet mix is. You see? Okay, so I'm gonna put the wet all the way up. I choose the vocal 1 oscillator. You can see like you have a lot more choices than silent. Silent, you're stuck to your saw waves and square and pulse and sine, triangle. But this one has really special ones. You can create really weird sounds with this. This is the control of the wet sound, and I took it a little down because if you put it up, you get some like you can see it's just noise, you know. You don't need noise. Somewhere like this is good. So I'm gonna mix the first oscillator in again. Next thing I do is put the glide on. I like glide, you know, gliding into other notes. Portamento, like on silent. The wide is just, you know, just not to the top, because if you put too many oscillators too wide, you're gonna get that phasing problem, and you don't want that. So I took a low pass filter, Perfecto. You can go whatever you want. So if you use this, you're gonna get other possibilities, other options. Okay, so Perfecto. You get that just typical, you know, to build up. And I put this filter here, but like you can hear, it's a bandpass. You can go crazy with it. You could put it in half, so you can have 2 filters. But I used the filter bank from Tone 2 on this, so I didn't really need that bandpass from Spire itself. Then what I do is I put the pitch. I'm gonna just let you hear this. You hear the pitch envelope with a little attack, decay, and all the rest. If I put, you know, it's a pretty nice sound at this point, but it's not moving. You need some movement in your sound, so I use the oscillator 1 pitch. Whoa. So I turn it positive just to get it from up to down. Then I did the same with oscillator pitch 2. But just a little less, just to give it a little more movement between the 2 oscillators and a little difference, so it sounds bigger, you know. Now, what I do next is I use the intern distortion of Spire. It's really good, but not great. It's distorting, but not like Filter Bank or Trash does. But you have a lot of options here as well. But I use the clip or hard, or it depends, you know, on the sound. I put the drive up without the distortion. Obviously, it's not really harsh, not screamy enough. Now you get that nice crunch and treble, so you don't need to EQ the treble anymore, although not hard. Now I've put on a phaser. Like you can see, you get different options here as well. I took the vowel low just to try and use the functions of Spire, you know. I'm so used to using silent for sounds like this. I didn't really use other synths. Now Spire became one of my favorites, and it's really working well. This is all the way wet. Doesn't sound great at all. It sounds fuzzy and thin. add just a little wet to the dry signal. Now, reverb, delay, all those things I'm gonna use externally. Didn't use any of the LFOs, I guess. Oh yes, I did. So I used oscillator 1 pitch. I used a fast LFO. Yes, you could go faster in silent, but it's not really necessary in my opinion. So if I put it out, get some more. Most of you guys will know what an LFO does and knows what it's used for, and you could automate this and build up. If you put these, it's your pitch bend. If you put these up and down, you could go and automate the LFO with it, but just what you like. I normally make a sound and bounce it to the audio and use it that way. Sometimes I load it into Alchemy or something and go crazy with it, you know. So that was the basic sound out of Spire. Guess I took everything, told everything. Yes, Matrix. I didn't do anything in the Matrix. No, don't know why. I just didn't fit or something. Yeah, the magic mouse of Apple is really fucked up, you know. If you put your finger on it and move a little, you're gonna fuck your whole synth up. Okay, so load FX chain. It's Spire Screech. So we're gonna put them out, put them off. Yeah, my English, I know. I could really write it, but speaking, I actually don't speak English, you know, never, against nobody. So I'm not used to it. Maybe with some practice it could get better, but I'm not making any videos after this anymore, I guess. So okay, so what did I do here? I've got some of the lows out around the 150 Hz, and I boosted some of the mid frequencies, 2K, and I did this to give a little more presence in that area when distorting, and I cut out the lows before the distortion just to give the distortion more space in this section, because if you use the low ends as well before distortion, your distortion is gonna distort this again, and this will go up with this, and it's just not present enough, you know. So filter bank, don't know if you guys have this plugin, but this is a freaking awesome plugin. I mean, it's just fucking awesome. So before you start using this plugin, press the reset button so it doesn't LFO again. And the basic preset of this plugin is really fucked with some delays and LFOs and filter automations, and you don't need that. So I used the low pass 30 dBs. You can use whatever tickles your pickle, you know, and the band pass. This is so standard. I use them standardly. I don't know why, but I use them for kicks also, hardcore kicks. So I've put a lot of resonance in them just to give that tone, you know. This one is about, let's see, 3K hertz, something like that, and this one is 1K, 3, something like that. You could play with this, automate this. So use an oscillator, LFO kind of thingy on the band pass or the low pass. You can see it start moving. Huh? Could sing that. Anyway, so we're drifting off of what we're doing here. Anyway, so you get your, like you can hear, the screech is almost finished. You get that if you stop pressing the key. Don't know exactly what it is, but some kind of signal that you don't want, so you could use some release. Really doesn't solve any shit. Right, that's what I did last time. Okay. Now what you could do, I can only span again. Don't know why it left. As you can see, filter bank distorts, has some input noise, and it distorts it with its own distortion. And if you put multiple of those filter banks in, you're gonna get some problems. So you could probably just get a gate. Oh, where's the gates here? Oh, gate. Well, problem solved, you know. Just disappears. Anyway, so what I do next is I use some more EQ. I use this for some high end, but I don't think I eventually used it. I don't know exactly, but that's really up to you and your mix, you know. If your kick is really present, you could use some high end, maybe just depends on what you're wanting, what your wish is. So next up, some delay. A little bit. I don't think screeches need that much of delay. Any sound anyway, just I use delay creativity. Mode, so most of the time I just record this without the reverb, like you could probably know, but anyway, I'm gonna record this with reverb. Just record some. Oh, wrong one. Probably just take a note. Just record shit out of it. Don't know why it's all left. Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, so now it's gonna. Duplicate. You could chop this up, pitch it. Cubase is really good in processing audio. Like you see, you get tons of effects, and you get. Anyway, so remove this track, Spire. This is actually pretty finished. I'm gonna open the other project again, just to give you guys some thought on how I used it, if I EQ'd it again. I don't really remember. Maybe I'm just drinking too much beer nowadays, so anyway, how is this going? It's almost there. So this is the same Screech. Like you can see, I made it in this project. I just saved some of the settings, just like Inspire. Yep, it doesn't really do shit. Just send it to a reverb instead of an insert. No delay on this one. And I've just put it 2 channels. Don't really know why, but who gives a shit, you know? Anyways, that was it, guys. I hope you learned something today. I'm not really that good in explaining things I'm doing, or it must be against my mates or something. So just one little thing. I don't know if you know this guy, Omniox, of Ominux, or how do you call his name? I don't really know. He's a nice guy, but he has a really small penis, he told me. And that's why he's making raw tracks, just to become a little tougher. So support this guy, give him a break, you know. Small penis is hard to live with. So anyway, see you next time.